Well, girls, it finally came. So many people were talking about this in the comments, and it finally happened. Huda Beauty has a class action lawsuit against her. It has to do with her neon palettes that she released earlier. Let me read you something from the article. A Huda Beauty customer has filed a class action lawsuit against the company over claims that their Neon Obsessions palette is falsely advertised as being eyeshadow when a hidden disclaimer on the back of the package states that the product should not be used around the eye. The Huda Neon Obsessions palette class action lawsuit was filed by California resident Christy Ramirez, who says that she purchased Neon Obsessions product believing it to be eyeshadow. Allegedly, she was unable to view the intentionally hidden disclaimer.
Filter. I have acne scars and stuff, but like, look at this. Like, this is eyeshadow stain, and I've used a lot of eyeshadows in my life. Like, this is just some of my eyeshadows, like not even like the full amount I have. And personally, I'm disowning Huda Beauty from the whole makeup community right now. Let me give you all the tea. So this is her neon palette. It's the pink one, but if you turn it over, hold on. This is the back label that I'm peeling off. And look, not intended for the eye area. Are you freaking kidding me? It's an eyeshadow palette. And the fact that she tried to hide it, like she hid it behind the other label. Look at my eyes, like look at this. Cancel her.
That said the products were not to be used around the eyes. She says she relied instead on advertisements packaging over the representation of the makeup that indicated it was supposed to be used as eyeshadow. She says that she suffered physical injury, including eye irritation, as a result of using the Neon Obsessions palette. Ramirez explains that the Huda Beauty began to sell Neon Obsessions eyeshadow around May 2019. Allegedly, since the launch of the Neon Obsessions product, the founder of the company encouraged users to put the product directly on their eyelid. The Huda Neon Obsessions palette class action lawsuit quotes Huda Katan, the company's founder, as making multiple statements encouraging customers to use the products directly on the eyes, including with these bright neon colors. You can't really go wrong with the simple monochromatic color wash on the lid. And I start from the inside and shape the wing as I move away from the eye. Allegedly, the online advertisements for the product also encourage customers to use the product directly on their eyelid, and at no time did the company express that the makeup should be used anywhere but near the eyes. The Neon Obsessions Huda eyeshadow class action lawsuit goes on to say that the design of the product further re-emphasizes that it should be used on the eyes. In Ramirez's opinion, the design of the products look like other eyeshadow products made by Huda Beauty. Ramirez states that Katan continues to call the Huda Neon Obsessions palette eyeshadow, and the company's website still promotes the use of Neon Obsessions around the eyes. Because of these instructions and advertisements, many consumers reportedly applied the products around the eyes. The Neon Obsessions Huda palette class action lawsuit says that many of these customers experienced a range of adverse reactions to the makeup, including eye irritation, rashes, skin inflammation, discolorations, and pain. Allegedly, the symptoms can last for several days after the makeup is applied. Ramirez asserts that Huda Beauty knew or should have known that Neon Obsessions was not safe for use, undertaken a deliberate and willful pattern of misrepresenting the products as safe. Allegedly, the other warning that the company gives to consumers about the possible dangers of using the product on the eye was a 6-word disclaimer on the back of the packaging. This disclaimer is reportedly covered by a label that masks the entire back of the product. According to the class action lawsuit, the label says that Neon Obsessions is not intended for the eye area, but the warning is intentionally obscured. Ramirez argues that the label is insufficient and intentionally misleading to consumers. The plaintiff recounts that when many customers complained to the company about the problem, when the media outlets reported on the issue, the company's response was to make excuses on the steps of FDA regulation. She notes that the company stated that the product was intended as eyeshadow but was not officially called eyeshadow in the United States because some pigments in the products are not FDA approved. The company's statements reportedly goes on to say that everywhere else in the world, these pigments are approved for use around the eye and are categorized as eyeshadows. According to Ramirez, this statement is a direct admission that the products are intended to be used as eyeshadow despite the hidden disclaimer. She goes on to argue that the decision to not call the products eyeshadow when it is sold in the United States is to intentionally float U.S. law at the expense of its consumers. Ramirez seeks damage on behalf of herself and all other consumers who she says have been similarly physical and financially injured by the state of these products. Have you ever had an adverse reaction to beauty product? Share your experiences in the comments down below. Ramirez is represented by Alex R. Strauss, a Whitfield Bryson LLP, and by William A. Landner and Jonathan B. Cohen, a Craig Coleman Law PC. The Huda Neon Obsession Palette class action lawsuit is Christy Ramirez versus Who USA Holdings Incorporated. So guys, let me know what you guys think about all this drama. It is true that sometimes eyeshadows are not to be used around the eye, but that's why the company calls it something else. Makeup palette, pressed pigments, pressed powders. Instead of calling it an eyeshadow palette, they call it pressed pigments, things like that. And I think if Huda may have called it that, maybe this would not have been happening. But let me know what you think about all that drama, girl.